Chris Noble is a failed NDP candidate and sometime folk musician from Airdrie, Alberta. Why do so many of my stories start off that way? So-and-so is a failed NDP candidate from somewhere and he did or said something really, really stupid. Anyways, Chris Noble took to his Facebook page this week in defense of the NDP government's bad farm safety legislation, Bill 6. He said, "Did you know that a large majority of family farms in Alberta got their first 160 acres of land for free from the government? Do you think that someone that has been given a free 160 acres of land should at least treat their employees with the same dignity and respect as every other industry in Alberta is required to?" What? Besides being historically wrong, he is trying to paint those pesky, independent, conservative-minded farmers as greedy. Sort of like what the Soviets did to the Kulaks before they nationalized their farms. Homesteaders like my ancestor, Peter Gunn, came to Alberta with almost nothing. They were given a quarter section of land, about 160 acres. This was to encourage population on the prairies and to fend off an American claim to the land. Homesteaders had to pay a $10 administration fee. That was a lot for many settlers. And every male farmer had to cultivate at least 40 acres of land and build a permanent dwelling within 3 years. This was called proving the land. And if you didn't, your land was lost. It was hard and terrible work. Have you ever tried to pull out a stump? Now imagine doing that with your bare hands, or if you were lucky with a horse. Now imagine doing that for at least 40 acres, and then putting a crop in. Now that doesn't seem very free to me. Now let's look at some of the glamorous dwellings the pioneers who came to my part of the province lived in. Sod huts to shelter them and their families from the elements. Mud homes if they could. Sometimes logs, hand-sawn lumber. These residences were damp and cold. They had snakes even. That hardly seems free. These people tilled the soil and grew communities literally out of the dirt. And I'm proud of the hard work of my ancestors and all that they put into the land and to building the communities we all live in now. Their work should be celebrated, not picked apart a century later by some urban leftist elitists. Is there any wonder why the NDP went after the farmers under the guise of farm safety? They think farmers are tight-fisted and entitled. See, these NDPers think our grandparents and our great-grandparents who lived in sod huts and who turned the soil that feeds us all now with their very hands never deserved the land they earned. I disagree. For TheRebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid.